Bro, what is good, everybody? Today we're going to react to another not Sisters of Bro video, or not some of our videos, but the odd ones out. Uh, yeah, it's been like 2 years since we reacted to this. Yeah, we're gonna watch some odd ones out today. Yeah, like this one. Don't care.
Observed coloring a picture. Mr. James, on Saturday morning at 10:03 a.m., you were observed coloring a picture of a dinosaur. Is that true? Yeah.
Can we go to
Go
recess?
to recess.
No,
Even
you
though your
cannot.
mom had repeatedly asked you to clean up your toys, you disobeyed her and colored anyway? I plead the fifth. Your Honor, I have no further questions. James, I hereby sentence you to 15 minutes in the timeout corner. I'm not going back to timeout! I'm no scientist, but I think moms play a very important role in
What?
society. Without moms, who would drive us to soccer
Yeah,
practice?
that's true,
Who
man.
else would tell us that it's not okay to eat cupcakes for breakfast?
Our
Who's
mom do
pointing at
not do
construction
that,
workers and say, that's why you need to get a college education, James? Oh, and I guess I also give birth to you and take care of you, but like,
Yeah.
anyone could do that. Now, before I talk about how I was
What?
raised, I just want to give out the
Bro.
disclaimer that my
Bro,
mom
what the frick did you say? Everyone can give her no. That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works, bro.
is a great mom. She loves me, at least she used to. If you asked me when I was 15 if my mom was a good mom, 15-year-old me would have said no. Okay, but like when
Bro,
I was little,
what?
I'd be talking with my friends and we would be talking about our parents and they would say stuff like, yeah, my mom lets me stay up till midnight and
Bro.
she lets me play really graphic and vulgar video games. Yeah, my mom doesn't care if I wear clothes with skulls on them, and she lets me eat an entire tub of ice cream for dinner. My mom lets me play with knives. And I used to
What?
think
That's
that
a
their moms were
psychopath,
so
man.
much cooler for
That's
letting
a
their kids have that
psychopath,
much
man.
fun. But now,
Bro.
as an adult, I realize the sad truth. That these kids' moms weren't cooler, they just cared about them less. I'm not saying every mom out there is perfect, but a mom who takes the time to make a responsible member of society
What
is
kind of
pretty high
mom
up on the
lets
good
their
mom list. Anyway,
kids
I
play
love
with
you, Mom, and
knives?
now I'll immortalize and monetize someone I love. When I was younger and still in need of adult
Love you.
supervision, my mom would take me and my twin sister out to run errands with her.
Goodwill,
And as you
man.
would expect, we were rowdy and wanted to do our own thing. But my
Hey,
mom was
can we get
prepared.
toys?
She would bring
No.
2 plastic baggies filled with 10 M&Ms, and every time my sister or I misbehaved, she would eat an M&M right in front of us. And she made sure we saw her eat our M&Ms. She didn't give us a warning either. If we did anything remotely bad, she would say, hey, look at me. I think that parenting technique is the psychological reason that M&Ms are my favorite candy bar.
Or, what do you say?
Something me and my sister really like doing was
Ice
hiding in
cream.
those circular racks of clothes that they have set up in
Bruh,
department
I don't
stores.
want to.
Being in the middle of one of those racks is
Ice, bro, why you got a hat and sunglasses on? I don't know. Because I can.
such a surreal experience. I totally recommend it.
Okay.
My mom didn't like it when we had fun, so she had to run to try and grab us. Do you need any help? Oh, no, I'm just trying to get something in the back. There's a really nice belt that would be great for spanking my misbehaving. I was spanked as a kid.
Misbehaving
Too
children.
bad. I probably
What?
deserved it anyway. I don't remember any specific actions I did that earned a spanking, but I do remember outrunning my
What?
mom a lot. Another thing my mom did when I was very little, sometimes when she was washing her hands, she would turn to me and go, achoo, with water in my face. It really bothered me, but I never spoke out about it. And one day I just couldn't handle it anymore and I started crying. Why are you crying? But I was too sad to articulate how it was
Alright,
really
hats
feeling.
off.
If you ask her about this today, she'll say that she doesn't remember doing that sneeze gag ever, but I remember it vividly. So to get back at her, I put a rubber band around the dish sprayer, so when you turn
Wow.
spray
You get
water at you.
punished,
Come to
man.
think of it, I do
You get
remember one
punished,
reason I was spanked. Every time one of my siblings insulted another sibling or told them to shut up, we would have to pay them 50 cents. This resulted in a really weird dynamic when it came to insults. We would get excited when someone called us names. Who called me a That's 50 cents. But
What?
sometimes us kids would just be messing around with each other.
Yeah.
We didn't really mean the insults. So we would feel bad taking someone else's 50 cents. Like someone would say, "Hey James, what's 6 plus 6?" And I would
Oh.
say, 9, idiot. And my mom would hear me and say, "James, that's 50 cents."
Oh,
And
I'm
my sister
sorry.
would
I'm
feel
gonna put
bad, so
it
she would
back.
mom would say, "Hey James, what's 6 plus 6?" And I would say,
9,
9,
idiot.
And my mom would hear me and say,
Okay.
"James, that's 50 cents." And my sister would feel bad, so she would insult me
What
back and
the
say, "James, you're an unpleasant person."
Huh? Right.
Aw, swear words cost you $5. That's why I don't swear in videos. But now I can afford it. So, you, Mom,
Daryl.
you piece of
Oh shit.
My
My
mom never
mom's
washed
not
her
gonna
mouth
be
down with
happy,
soap.
man.
She wasn't that kind of
Right.
person. But she
Why
just
you put
regularly
cussing in your
swore.
videos?
And one
No.
time after I said
From
a
this
pretty
video,
naughty
bro.
word, penis, she said, "If you
What?
don't behave, I'm going to get the soap." And I said, "I don't care. Soap
We're
tastes
actually gonna
good."
cut that part out, bro.
All right, you big dingus, shove this in your mouth. You won't do it, no balls.
Okay.
So I bit into it.
What?
I immediately regretted it.
Idiot,
Now
bro.
people are eating soap for views.
What?
I guess we never grow up. Did anyone else's parents put a password on the family computer? Because my parents did, and I didn't know we were the only family that did that. We had a rule in the house that we were only allowed to be on the family computer for however long we read a book for. But luckily, I would just read a book for 15 minutes, get my mom to type in the password, and then she would just forget that I was on the computer.
What
And
song?
then we sit around for hours. And I played a lot of Neopets and RuneScape. Also, I wasn't allowed to have a TV or a computer in my room, because then I would have easy access to
internet stuff.
inappropriate animes. When I was
What
little, cell phones
the
were a
hell?
thing, but my mom didn't let me have one, so I had to talk to all my friends
I
over
know
a
you can
landline.
have a phone.
I hope I don't have to explain what that is, because that would make me feel really old, and I'm supposed to be in the prime of my life. But basically it meant if I was upstairs in my room talking to a friend, my mom could grab a phone downstairs in the kitchen and just join in the conversation completely uninvited. Didn't matter who I was
Hey
talking
James,
to,
do
I'd
that
be having
shit,
a
bro.
conversation like this. I think the reason I internalize and hide away all my problems is because of how invasive my mom is in my personal life. James, get off the phone. Mom, I'm on the phone. Wow, I can't believe you said that to the person who gave birth to you. What do you think losers talk about?
What?
I would almost never be talking to a girl.
What is this, bro?
At least that didn't happen. This other time, my mom was giving me and my sister a ride to school, and on the radio, she was listening to the worst subgenre of rock music, Christian rock. Just kidding, you can like whatever you want. Anyway, we were pulling up to the school, and I told my mom to turn the music down. What? Why? Because I don't want people to think I listen to this, Mom. You see, I was in junior high, so I cared a lot about what other...
Yeah, middle school sucks as hell, man. Middle school sucks as heck, man. Bro, I only went 2 years, bro. What am I talking about?
People cared about, so she turned the music
Yeah,
down.
this guy's
But as we stepped out of
stupid,
the
man.
car, she turned the volume all the way back up and blasted the music for everyone to hear. Looking back at the situation, I think that's pretty hilarious. GG, Mom. These aren't all the times my mom embarrassed me, but those are all the ones I'm going to include in this video. I even mentioned the time when I was 4 when my twin sister wanted to do ballet lessons, but she didn't want to do them alone, so my mom signed me up for lessons too.
What?
That's a story for another video. Listen, Mom, you made me like this.
Alright, what? Oh, it's so good video, bro. Or something.
I think that everyone at some point in their life should work in a fast food or retail job. Not to improve their work ethic
Damn,
or
this is all
anything,
video, bro.
but so that everyone knows what it's like to have that kind of job. They wouldn't work in fast food their whole lives, maybe just like for 6 months, just so they get a feel for it.
6
So
months
with
of that
that,
shit,
let's
bro.
talk about
Come
the
on.
time when I worked in fast food. I used to
Hold
work
up,
at a very
when was this
small local sandwich shop.
When was this made? Hold on. What? Hold up. Damn. March 2016. Damn. That was 8 years ago, man.
Shop. I don't know if any of you guys heard of it. It's called Subway. Our spokesperson was in the news recently. I don't know if you guys look at the news.
In fact, we
Did you
don't
hear
look
he got
at the
beat up in
news, bro.
jail? I kind of want to meet the person who beat up Jared more than Jerry. Not in person. I wouldn't meet in person, obviously.
What?
But like, he would be behind bars, and I would just look at the guy who beat up my spokesperson. How many people get to say that they beat up a fast food icon who is also a pedophile? Only one, and it's that guy.
Pedophile,
Okay, but seriously, guys,
right.
working at Subway was probably one of the most easiest jobs out there. I don't know why I'm about to complain about it to you guys. We got free cookies.
Bro,
And
my
you know the
brother's
comic
probably
book
gonna
Subway
work
from
it out.
Hell? I was actually
Retail
working at
job,
Subway when I
bro.
made that comic. I just think it adds
After
to a
high
little
school,
bit of
bro.
value.
Seriously, bro.
You see, the owners, who are husband and
Wow,
wife, can you
man.
believe
Why
it,
not
of
be
the
a
Subway
YouTuber
I
like
worked
me?
at
No.
owned 2
No, I'm
stores.
joking,
One
bro.
of the Subway
Don't have to
stores
be a
was in a
YouTuber, bro.
Walmart on an Indian
You can do
reservation.
whatever you
We
want, bro.
have those in Arizona. And the other Subway was the Subway I worked at. And since the Walmart store was always busy, the owners would spend 99% of their time at that store. So I didn't really have a boss most of the time. On the off chance the owners did show up, they would just pick up some food and then they would make sure I was making
You
sandwiches.
put on
the
too
right way.
many
But
olives,
every time I made a
James.
sandwich in front of them, they would always find something wrong with it, without fail. You put on too many olives.
What?
Do you know, according to the Subway formula, you're only supposed to put on 8 olives on a foot long? 8!
What?
It's
8 olives?
just ridiculous. Can you
Bro.
imagine someone just counting out 8 olives? Nobody does that. I usually worked the closing shift, and at the end of the night,
Really,
we
bro.
turned the alarm and we had 60 seconds to get out of the store. But one time I had the opening shift, so I unlocked the door to get in with my key, and the alarm went beep, beep, meaning I had 60 seconds to turn it off. No big deal, right? I've turned the alarm on all the time when I was closing. So I go to the little control panel and I type in the code and nothing happens. The beeping is still there and the clock is still ticking down. So I go, okay, I'm going to press each button very carefully. I'm going to make sure each button makes a beep when I press it. Beep, beep, beep. Nothing still happens. So I go, okay, I'm going to make sure to press each button
What?
very carefully. And I start thinking, did they change the passcode?
Yes, they did.
Well, this is the only passcode I know, so we're just going to try it again. And I press each button very carefully. Beep, beep,
Hold up, hold up. The camera cut out, man.
beep.
Nothing
It
started
goes
happening,
quiet. And then they go,
What?
I still had like 20 seconds left.
Okay.
But I guess when you get it rung 3 times, it automatically assumes you're a burglar. So while the alarm is going off, I look on the contact sheet for the owner's cell phone number. I step outside, I call him, and he doesn't pick up. So I go back inside, find the number for the other Subway store.
Bro, James is gonna get arrested,
Someone picks
bro.
up with their stupid voice. Oh, thank you for calling Subway.
No.
How may I help you? And I go, hey, is Mike there? This sounds real name, guys. Don't worry. And they go, just a minute. Yeah, sure. I have all
What
the
you
time in
doing
the
there,
world.
James?
I go, take your time. So Mike picks up. Hello. Hey, Mike. This is James. What's the
What you
passcode
doing
to the
there,
alarm? Who is
James?
this? It's James. What's the passcode? What are you doing there, James? I'm answering the question.
Idiot.
I have the opening shift. Is the alarm going off?
No,
Yeah,
it's
no
not.
one told me.
Okay, is it?
Yeah, we changed it. It's the last 4 digits of your social security number. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mike. I don't know my social security number. So I finally get the alarm off. No one showed up, thankfully. Which I actually don't know if that's a good thing or not, now that I say it out loud. We did have a store manager who would like make the schedule and sometimes tell
Damn,
us,
what
hey,
hit my
you
hand,
guys
bro?
do a better job at
Your job?
But other than that, she was cool. She watches my videos, and so do her little brothers. They're big fans. Shout out to Ivan and Andy. Those are
What
so
the
get this. At Subway, you only work with one other person. Just you and them in an empty Subway for 5 hours.
What?
It wasn't like empty all the time. Okay? And when
Hold
you're not making sandwiches, you're...
When is Subway open? Hold up. When is it? How many hours is Subway open? Nah, I want a Subway sandwich. I just want to look up. How many hours is Subway open? $12 hours a day, bro. What the fuck? Damn, I thought it was 5 hours, bro.
You have other stuff to do, like stocking the chips or...
I actually didn't know it was open 12 hours a day, bro.
That other person you worked with would
Wow,
make
learn
or break your
something new
entire
every
shift.
day, bro.
It wasn't the annoying customers. I kind of got used to annoying customers. So I worked with a lot of crappy people. And I also worked with a lot of people who I would probably never become friends with except in a work setting. You see, you gotta understand the type of people who got jobs at Subway. Potheads. Potheads. And some of them are really cool. I'm just going to go over a couple of the characters that I worked with. There was Tyler. I freaking love this guy. He smokes a lot of weed. He actually taught me what vaping was, and he got me into Clash of Clans. I actually mentioned him and his
Actually,
girlfriend
don't
in my
vape,
Riddles
bro.
video. I don't know.
Has some
And of course, I have to mention
classmates
Corey.
that
He was
vape,
cool. We
bro,
watched How to Get
in
Away with
middle
Murder
school.
on Netflix. I've also hung out with him outside of work.
Yes,
What him
yeah,
and
I'm
Tyler
talking
had
about
in
you,
common
bro.
is that they would actually do their job, which you got to appreciate. Then there was this
Alright,
guy,
okay,
get
on my
this,
head,
who
bro.
was also named Jared. He loved Marvel, and that's like the only thing he would
Hey,
talk
have
about.
you
He
seen
would
the
just
new
say these
Marvel
things. He
movie,
doesn't watch my
man?
videos. There was Sarah. She was cool. She made me a
No, I have
pretzel.
not.
And her boyfriend Jay talked about chakras and third eyes. He was interesting. And also, there's Anthony. He's cool.
What?
What's up, Anthony? For the 100,000 sprinkles video, I actually went back to Subway to use their scale because I knew they had one. And we counted 500 sprinkles again just to be more accurate for the 100,000. And Anthony helped me count instead of working. I mean, at least he got paid minimum wage for it. So 2 more stories before I go.
What?
One time, Jared asked me to take out this pile of trash, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just put this pile of trash in the dumpster. And as I was taking it out, I saw that there was a chip poster in the pile.
Why is there a
And I
damn
thought,
chip poster in the
"This is cool,
trash,
so
bro?
throw away. I'm going to keep it." So I took it home with me, and then the next day when I went in, people were saying, oh, where's the chip poster? We can't find the chip poster.
It's gone, man.
Anywhere. And I'm thinking, I have the poster. I decided not to tell anyone that I had the poster. And it's still hanging up in my room. Sorry, boss, if you're finding out about this. Okay, and then the other story, I was working with a manager, and we were just making sandwiches like usual. And I noticed that when we toasted a sandwich, it would burn the paper a little on the edges.
What?
That probably shouldn't be happening.
What
So then
the
people would
heck?
ask us to adjust
Can
the
I have
paper
this
and
broken,
toast it.
please,
And the boss
but
lady
no.
puts some bacon on paper and then puts it in the toaster. And we don't have a setting for just bacon. So then when she opens the toaster, there was a fire on the bacon. So then she starts to whack it with the little metal tray thing. But all she ended up doing was fanning the flames, making the fire bigger.
Probably like 4 months, man.
You got this, right? Then I went in the back and I got the fire extinguisher and I actually used it. I single-handedly saved that Subway. Wait, what have I done? Is it okay if the bacon speed and has nitrogen and carbon dioxide stuff on it?
No. Bro, I don't care about Grammarly, man. God.
This generative AI tool that
Alright, one more odd1sout video, man.
for my papers, and from here I can use this as a template for my written assignments. If you are on a time
Not gonna play that one because it has a movie in it,
you
bro.
can use this AI tool to also summarize papers and articles so that you can focus on just the main points.
I ain't getting
It can
copyright
also
strike
help me
today.
formulate complete sentences from the bullet point notes that I take,
Bro.
which really comes in handy. You can also use the AI tool to quickly look up definitions for words or phrases that you may not be familiar with. Grammarly also lets you polish your emails.
Don't care, man.
Hey, this is kind of like a part 2 video. You don't have to have seen the part 1 video to understand what I talk about in this.
Actually, off topic, our cousin Matthew just on one Easter like 3 years ago, he played like an odd1sout video, and we were all laughing. Like, hey, have you worked that Subway, man? I have no idea. I forgot what he said, bro.
In this video, but I mean, if you haven't watched part 1,
I still
you
can't.
should. So I used to
It
work
just
at
brought that
Subway,
up,
and
bro.
we noticed about 80% of the customers were fine. Sometimes they would do something that would just personally annoy me, like
Hey,
working
what is
ball
the
on
service
fabric.
level?
It don't feel too bad for me. Like sometimes people would ask me, "Can I have a turkey, lettuce, tomatoes?" Whoa, slow down. What kind of bread? Is it 5 or 6 inch? What kind of cheese? Is it toasted? Then we'll talk about vegetables. And every time someone brought in a list, there would always be something missing on it. Always. I never had someone come in with a complete list. I would ask someone, "What kind of cheese?" And they would say, they didn't specify. Well then, if they didn't care enough to remember cheese, I guess they'll get Swiss. If anyone watching is currently working at a Subway, then feel free to use these tricks. If someone asks me,
What tricks, bro?
"What kind of cheese do you recommend?"
Jaden animations, bro.
Because it's the easiest
No
cheese
way
to pull
there's-
apart with gloves on. Really, if anyone asks me what I recommend,
I take
just
American.
tell them the easiest thing for me to do. But even after I gave my insightful provolone cheese recommendation, sometimes people would still say, I'll take American. I didn't even ask you what cheese I would recommend if you're not going to take it seriously. Another thing that would annoy me is when people would say the sandwich was all done, but they didn't put any sauce on it. So I would ask, any sauce? And then they would be like, oh yeah, mayonnaise. Oh, why did you tell me it was all done if it
Excuse me,
wasn't?
man.
Also, the receipt machine at the store took like 7
What's
seconds to print
mayonnaise
out
on
the receipt.
No,
So it
just
would be very
joking.
awkward every
Who
time I would
puts-
ask people, do you want your receipt? And then they would say yes, and then we would just
Wait.
stare.
We don't even put mayonnaise on our sandwiches, bro. Me and my mom hates mayonnaise. And I'm assuming my dad hates mayonnaise too, bro. Yeah, probably.
At each other. until the receipt printed. So what I did every time
Yep,
someone swiped their
mayonnaise,
credit
man.
card, I would just stare off into space.
Alright,
You see,
damn, what
I
was
would
the
just
base?
stare awkward every time I would the receipt machine, and then they would be like, "Oh yeah, mayonnaise." Why did you tell me it was all one if it wasn't?
What?
Also, the receipt machine at the
What?
store took like 7
Bro,
seconds to print out the receipt, so it would be very awkward every time I would ask people, "Do you want your receipt?" And they would
No.
say yes, and then we would just stare at each other until receipt printed. So what I did every time someone swiped their credit card, I would just stare up into space, and in my head I would count to 5, and then I would ask, "Do you want your receipt?"
No.
By the time they said yes, it was like magic. As soon as they said yes, the receipt printed. At Subway, you only work with one other person. So if someone got annoyed and said, "Let me talk to your manager," I would just look at them and
Oh,
go,
great. The
"Listen,
Takis
I've been
are
here
in the video
longest.
again.
The only other person in the store is a 16-year-old girl, and she..."
Yeah. Yeah, we had Takis for we did a Taki challenge, and these were so bad, bro. We needed water so bad, bro. Yeah. That's nothing to do with this video, bro. Let's bring up that challenge. Wait, how many days was it? Hold up.
She technically isn't old enough to use a toaster, so I'm probably your best bet. I'm the manager. Like, do people think the manager will automatically
3
take
days
their
ago,
side
bro?
and give me free stuff? Yes,
Or
actually,
2
they do
days
think
ago.
that because it happens all the time. I would consider myself a
Or
pretty
was it his
laid-back
sister's bro?
Subway
No.
employee. I didn't like to be stingy with people, even though I was disobeying the Subway formula. Oh, you want more than 6 olives on your footlong? Sure.
Okay.
Have a 5th slice of cheese and $1.50 for avocado. I'll charge you 75 cents, buddy. I probably shouldn't be saying these things, you know, in case this whole YouTube thing flops and I need a job. So I wasn't really strict on the rules. You know those fast food workers who are strict? Yeah, we won't serve breakfast at 10:02.
Get out.
But being pretty laid back still didn't stop people from being annoying. So this one person comes in and asks for 2 footlong pastrami sandwiches. And
What?
pastrami is our
Who
most
orders
expensive
that
sandwich.
shit?
It's about $10 for a footlong. Guys, the pastrami is super good, but I wouldn't pay for it. I mean, it's good, yeah, but I'm not paying $10 for a footlong. It's not worth it. So this guy, I make his 2 sandwiches, I ring him up, and I say, that'll be $20. And I guess
You don't have
$20
man.
on the menu, or he thought we still did the $5 footlongs, because he said to me, I ain't
Wait,
paying for that.
2015 they stopped doing footlongs?
Dang.
It was like almost 10 years ago, bro. It was like 9 right now, but next year it'll be like in 2 months it'll be 20. Wait, what? 2015 was not no 20 years ago, bro. It was almost 10 years ago, bro.
You told me that he had $12, so we ended up paying for one of the sandwiches, and I got to eat the other one.
Really,
One time I
James,
was
bro.
making a sandwich for a guy with a very heavy accent.
Hello.
Onions on the side.
Can I have onions on the side, man?
Vegetables in little cups all the time. I actually got a soup cup because the on the side cups are tiny, and I start doing my thing, but then he says,
No, on the side, man.
And I think, oh, he's getting a foot long. He probably wants onions on half of it, but not the other. So I start putting onions on half the sub. But then again, he says, no, on the side. At this point, I don't know what this guy wants. So I ask him, on the side of what?
Onions!
Onions! And I didn't know what he was trying to say. This one old gentleman asks for sauce to be put on his vegetables. Normally we put it on
sauce on vegetables? What? Put sauce on vegetables, man.
So your sauce would have been in the same place either way. One time, this woman tipped me and Corey $40. She wasn't annoying. I just want to sprinkle in some good customer stories. Okay, one time this Native American person came in, and I don't know if mentioning that was important to the story. He comes in and asks for 5 foot-long tunas. Okay, Tyler, just me and you. Let's do this. And then when we're all finished, we ring him up and we say, anything else? And he says, 7 meatballs.
What?
He wanted 7 more sandwiches.
7 meatballs on the sandwich? Bro, that's crazy, bro.
But James, you're Subway. You're supposed to make people sandwiches regardless of how many they ask for. Yeah, I know, but the guy could have handled it differently. Normally for a platter, you have to call in at least an hour ahead, and that's only 5 footlongs.
Bruh, I haven't had Subway in so long, bruh. It's been like 4 months. Actually, it wasn't that long, bruh. We just haven't had Subway in like 4 months or 5 months. I don't know, bruh.
This guy could have called ahead and said, hey, I'm getting 12
we probably haven't had
just prepare yourself.
have it in like 4 months.
We had so many customers waiting
probably
in line. No, we didn't. That's a lie. It was only him. But still, this one woman that was making a sandwich, and
I
her
want to go for a
vegetables, she
Subway
asks for
sandwich right
extra
now.
lettuce. So I put on a big handful, but then she asks for more.
More!
On,
More!
sprinkles
No.
on, more! I won't be able to close the sandwich with any more lettuce. And she says,
It's fine.
All right,
No.
extra lettuce
No.
it is. So I ended up giving her an open sandwich with a mountain of lettuce. You know we do salads, right? When I was little, I always thought if I was working at a store and someone tried to rob me, I wouldn't give them any money. But I was like, I ain't risking my life for Subway. Here, take the cash register. So thankfully, I've never had anyone pull a gun on me, but I have caught people stealing from us. I was making someone's sandwich, and
Not
this
doing
one
anything
kid
about
asks
it, bro.
for just a water cup, so I gave it to him. So I go back to making a sandwich, and I just hear the fuzzy soda sounds being dispensed. And I look over, and the kid is putting soda in the cup.
What?
When I put soda in a water cup, I at
Bruh,
least wait
he's
for
trying
the
to
other
hide it
kids go
if
in
you're
the
trying to
back,
steal
but I
it,
didn't even
bruh.
say anything. I was just like, all right, man. This guy, I totally saw him take a bag of chips. He hid it under the counter, so I couldn't
there's
see. So when I rang up his
nothing.
sandwich, I asked, anything else?
Nope.
He said,
Nah.
all right, whatever. Okay, last story. I was in the back and I was playing some Clash of Clans, and we have a computer that shows what the cameras see. And I see this woman who was eating there. She reached over the counter.
Shoplifters,
and
man. They're
I did nothing to
shoplifters.
stop it. You know, I'm the kind
What?
of person that's like the fast food and
Really,
right?
bruh.
Say if I was eating somewhere and I asked for a chicken salad and they said we only have tuna salad. I'm
We
the
only
kind
have
of person
tuna,
that's like,
bro.
oh, well,
What?
I guess I'm having the tuna salad then.
Who gets a salad, bro? And there's a Zaxby's ad. Bro, who gets a salad from Zaxby's, bro? Who gets a freaking salad, bro? No, it's not that hard to park, bro. Come on. You're just going right. We don't even have a car. What are we doing? Okay, that's gonna do it. It's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more odd1sout reactions, just let us know, bro. Might do like a part 2, man. Yeah. Might do these videos on like another video. Subway part 2, 3, and 4, bro. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye-bye. Bro, are you gonna take off them glasses? No. Yeah, no, I'm not taking off these glasses, bro.